discussion among commissioners? If there is none, we will proceed to vote.
How do you vote, Commissioner Skidmore?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crowley?
Yes.
Commissioner Jorgensen?
Yes.
Commissioner Wygand?
Yes.
And Mayor Kaler?
And I vote yes, motion carries.
Item number 13, request for approval of bids for 2021 street rehabilitation.
The city received 4 bids for the mill and overlay project and 3 bids for the chip and seal project. Staff recommends the bid from Vance Brothers in the amount of $80,888.71 be accepted for chip and seal project. And we also recommend, it is also recommended that the bid from Kilo Construction in the amount of $138,215.18 be accepted for the mill and overlay project. I believe Mr. Hafley will be addressing this matter tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. This is Mike Hafley, Public Works Director. I believe Monday night I may have stated that we only had 3 bids for the mill and overlay project. We actually had 4, but it doesn't change the outcome. Kilo was the low bid. Just as a refresher, the mill and overlay will be on Eisenhower Road from I-35 to Falcon Way, and the chip seal project will be throughout town.
Commissioners, do you have questions of Mr. Hafley?
Michael, just to review, both of these were about $30,000 less than the possible number that was put out by the engineer, roughly?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Mayor Kaler.
Yes, Commissioner.
I move to approve the request, or approve the bids for the 2021 street rehabilitation program.
Commissioner Jorgensen makes a motion. Is there a second?
Mayor Kaler, Commissioner Wygand will second that.
Commissioner Wygand seconds. Is there any discussion among commissioners?
Commissioner Skidmore, Michael, that we've talked about this a little bit on Monday, just so the public knows, but these 2 vendors we've had a lot of good experience with, and we're very confident in their work performance, aren't we?
It's Mike Hafley, Public Works Director. That's correct. We've done business with both companies in the past, and they've both done outstanding work.
That's good. Thank you.
Mayor Kaler.
Yes.
This is Commissioner Jorgensen. I just want to indicate that I appreciate the city's taking these steps to improve our streets. That hasn't been done every year, and being able to address some of the needs that need to be done. It's one of those things where how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, and we're eating that elephant one bite here. I know there's more that needs to be done, but we are taking steps to move in the right direction.
Excellent point, Commissioner Jorgensen. That is right. And I recognize that individuals who may have an issue on their street or in their neighborhood, and that's tough. But we certainly do, we prioritize and do our best to make sure that the things that must be taken care of are taken care of. Knowing that we're using taxpayer dollars to do so. Is there any additional comments? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote.
How do you vote, Commissioner Wygand?
I vote yes.
Commissioner Skidmore?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crowley?
Yes.
Commissioner Jorgensen?
Yes.
And Mayor Kaler?
And I vote yes, motion carries.
Item number 14, approval of request to hold an auction at Ottawa Municipal Airport.
Following the death of her spouse, an airport T-hangar tenant has requested the approval to hold an auction of aviation-related items at the Ottawa Airport. Mr. Hafley, would you please address this matter for us today?
Yes, Mayor. This is Mike Hafley, Public Works Director. Quincy Seymour passed away several months ago and left behind several aviation-related items in his T-hangar, to include an airplane. His widow has requested to hold an auction on May 1st at the airport to sell those items off. Monday night, the commission asked if we could get a copy of the insurance from the auctioneer, and we did receive that today. And they do have the city listed as additional insured. So I request that this item be approved. This before I ask that, I do want to state that this is something out of the ordinary, and in my over 20 years of public service, I've never asked for a request like this before. So I think this is a special circumstance.
Mr. Hafley, when you spoke with Fran, did you indicate that we're expecting the things that are in the hangar to be auctioned, but it's not to be a bigger, it's not to be a catch-all?
I will be honest, Mayor, I have not spoken to Fran, but our airport manager, Kevin McCurdy, did, and he did assure me that he made that real clear, and Fran has assured him that she won't be bringing anything else out.
Excellent. And I agree with you. I think that this is one of those special occasions, and you certainly aren't going to see the city looking to have auctions at the airport every month or every week. This is a really unique circumstance. Commissioners, do you have questions for Mr. Hafley?
Commissioner Skidmore, I just know the Seymour family has been a fixture in our community, a very well-known and very good people in our community for many, many years, and still will be for many years. And so I really have no problem with this at all. So I make the motion we approve item 14.
I will second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Skidmore and seconded by Commissioner Crowley. Is there any discussion among commissioners? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote.
How do you vote, Commissioner Jorgensen?
Yes.
Commissioner Weigand?
I vote yes.
Commissioner Skidmore?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crowley?
Yes.
And Mayor Kaler?
And I vote yes, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Hafley.
Thank you.
That moves us on to reports by our city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Richard Neinstead, City Manager. Two things. Technology is a great thing. You may have noticed, I looked at my watch here, and technology helped COFO, Brad Howard, text me and say, I want to broadcast your meeting, but I can't find you. So we were able to get that information back to Paul. So there you go. Second thing is vaccinations. And I am a believer in vaccinations. I received a vaccination for COVID. I believe a number of other people in here, but we run a survey. We're running our most recent survey with our employees this week. The final day we'll be running it is on Friday. And there is some encouraging news in there about the number of employees who are planning on getting the vaccination or who have already gotten the vaccination. I strongly believe it's one of the big steps, along with masks, for us to get out of this pandemic and into normal. And that's what the science and the medical people say. And I just encourage our citizens, please, let's be patient a little while longer. Let's wear our mask. Let's do those things we have to do. And please, get a vaccination. I happen to know the health department contacted me this week and said any of our employees that want to be vaccinated, all they had to do was call them. So I would encourage the public to call the health department, call your pharmacy, and get on that schedule to get vaccinated. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager Neinstead. We appreciate those thoughts. I'm going to move us on to reports by our city commissioners. Mayor Pro Tem Crowley.
I have no report. Thank you.
Commissioner Jorgensen.
I have nothing further to add. Thank you.
Commissioner Skidmore.
Just to add to what our city manager said about the vaccines, it is important. I got my second vaccine here about 2 weeks ago, but I really want to say kudos to Nick Robinson and his staff. They did an excellent job, very efficiently run operation, and no problem at all. It was just very well run. Didn't take long at all. And I really appreciate Nick and his crew for doing a tremendous job. I also want to thank our city crews for the city cleanup this weekend. I don't know how much trash we hauled out of town here Saturday. I loaded up an old grill on my truck, and I barely was able to get on the truck and driving there. I realized I don't know how I'm going to get it into that bin. but one of the city employees helped me lift it out of the truck and put it in. So I really appreciate who he was. I didn't catch his name, but I thanked him for that. But they were all there working, willing to help people whenever they needed help there. And I think it's a great thing we do each year to rid our property of unwanted items. It's good to get rid of them. So thank you for the city for doing that.
Commissioner Weigand.
I have no report, but I fully believe in what Richard said. I've had my vaccine shots, and no visible damage was done. And so I would encourage everyone to do that. I hear people saying, we don't know what's in it. It was developed so quickly, but still there's 1,000 people a day dying and maybe just 1 or 2 that have become badly affected by the shot. So get the vaccine and let's get out of this. Thank you.
Thank you. That moves us on to reports from the mayor. I just wanted to wish everybody a happy belated Easter. I think I've forgotten to do that on our Monday meeting. So I hope it was a joyful one for you and your families. I'm going to read the announcements, which are study session at 4 p.m. at the auditorium here. And the public is always invited to join us by Zoom. And we hope soon that we can all be together. We also have a special call on the 12th on Monday with John Devine, who will help us lead us through some strategic planning that we are going through. On the 19th of April, we will have study session at 4 p.m., at the auditorium again. And on the 21st, we will have our regular meeting at 10 a.m. here at the auditorium, followed by our joint city-county school board luncheon at noon at USD 290 or with USD 290. Not sure how that's going to go yet. If there's nothing else to be brought for the City Commission today, we will adjourn this meeting. Thank you.